A joyful hello to all of you. My name is Minnku Buttar, founder of the Circle of Joy that brings you self-mastery programs and retreats. It gives me great joy to bring to you this season's talk show, a series of interviews on choosing joy, secrets, and stories from all over the world. It is my diligent attempt to show you that joy is not a hockey-pocky, frivolous concept, but a discipline, a way of life much needed if you want to be resilient, radiant, and unstoppable like a runaway train. So subscribe to my channel so that you can tap into the wisdom of people from all over the world. I will see you there. Hello and namaste. My name is Minnku Buttar, your host from India. Now, the intention of this episode is paving miles to bring twinkles and smiles. So it's going to be a very joyful session. My speaker today is a master practitioner of neuro-linguistic programming, hypnosis, and timeline therapy, an ICF certified coach, a mindset trainer, a TEDx speaker, and an internationally honored change maker. She is the founder of Smiletastic, an initiative that empowers core relationships with yourself, your family, academics, and employment. She is also the co-author of Amazon bestseller book Breakthrough: Secrets of Growth, Happiness, and Bounce Backs from Women Around the World. Now, if I was to capture her vast essence, it would be with a quote by Marco Silva, which I love, in which he says, "You cannot be a winner without maturity and consistency." And that describes my guest speaker today perfectly. Please join me to welcome my guest speaker, a dear friend who has initially encouraged me to initiate this talk show all the way from United Arab Emirates, Ruqya Khan. A warm welcome, Ruqya. So happy to have you here.
Thank you so much, Miku. This means so much to me, and I am super excited for our conversation ahead. Love your platform and sending lots and lots of blessings for it. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much. It's a real pleasure to have you here. And we've talked and we resonate in so many things. Now, Ruqya, let's go right into this. You call yourself a smile strategist. That has then led to the founding of Smiletastic, which, if I'm right, helps build better relationships with yourself and others. So I want to start by asking you how Smiletastic came into being and how impactful has it been in paving joy through smiles on lips and twinkles in eyes. So share something about the background with us today.
Thank you. So once again, thank you for that amazing introduction. And what I do is I use my smile strategy as the foundation of the workshops that I do, as in the mindset training, the relationship building, communication skills, all of that. The smile strategy is the lifeline of everything that I do. So when it came to actually establishing a company and giving it a name, my daughter said, "Ma, what you do is you speak about the smile, and that is fantastic." She said, "Let's club the two words together and make it Smiletastic." So that's where Smiletastic came about. And how it has been changing lives is, as you know, through the daily videos that I do, of course, on my YouTube channel. I help people look into those little things. If you make a tiny shift, how that can lead to a magnificent breakthrough if you do it consistently. So that's how it's been impacting lives. That's how it's been adding smiles to faces and a twinkle to the eyes.
I love that, and I'm like a magnet. I feel, smile originates in the heart and then, to the lips, and finally it's in the eyes. And, we all have 1,440 minutes in a day, and that many available minutes to make an impact, isn't it? So I think I'm surprised that people miss out on the fact how many opportunities in a day you have for those smiles and twinkles, isn't it? So I taking it from there, Ruqya, like you said, you're an amazing connector. You have the wise weather stays going on with RK going on, and then you have connecting the thought series. In fact, I was going through your profile. You are at an incredible 1,257th episodes, and that's so inspiring. It's so inspiring, and I heard quite a few of them, Roke, just to tell you, in the last few days, uh, after I'd invited you as a guest speaker and before. Now, when I heard quite a few of them, Roke, I felt like authenticity comes out quite a fair bit, and I've picked up two quotes of yours that really, really intrigued me. The first one was, your opinion of yourself is the canvas on which you draw your life. Now, as an artist, I so resonate with this big time. And the second one was, being in denial is like you duping yourself. I mean, that's so powerful. Now, what were your thoughts when you wrote this, Ruqya? Because it really resonates with me so beautifully.
Thank you so much once again. Um, these quotes come up during these kind of conversations, an intellectual conversation, a conversation that really whets your appetite for more thinking and thought. When I look at that quote of the canvas, isn't that so true, right? When you what you think about yourself, your self-worth, it depends on that. The colors you pick up as an artist, you would know when you're painting, the colors you reach out for depends a lot on your mindset, depends a lot on your mood for the in that moment. So again, the kind of life you create for yourself depends on your opinion of yourself and what you are thinking in that moment of yourself. So that is super important. And I guess as a coach, that's the message that I would really like to drive home for people.
That is so amazing. Colors, talking about colors, of course, as artists, we all know. In fact, colors is a great way, Ruqya, of just inspiring your day. It works both ways. So if you want to be inspired, and I do master classes on colors and how you can use it as a therapy. And that's what inevitably you're doing, is creating joy and uplifting the environment around people and their mindset changes. And I always say this, that you want to feel a certain way, wear a certain day, and you want to feel joyful all the way, all the time, just wear like what beautiful stuff you're wearing today. As an artist, I'm loving the flora and fauna that you've surrounded yourself, connecting with Mother Nature. And of course, in keeping with the fact that I'm an artist, so I always have color around me. So also, I'm very fascinated, Ruqya, by that beautiful smiley face sitting on that sofa behind you. Where did that thought come from?
That is a smile stress buster that was created by Swatanya. This is a social enterprise in India itself.
Mhm.
So basically, these are stress busters that I give out during my workshops. When you have one-to-one workshops or sessions, that's when I share these with the participants as an incentive to engage. But the actual underlying cause of why they were even created is to support women who are working for the organization, and it helps them create a better lifestyle for themselves, education for their children, and helps.
Right. So it's just so beautifully tied up with your purpose and your ikigai, which is one of my favorite things. Uh, you know, um, would you, Ruqya, ikigai, the Japanese concept that, we as mentors, we and life coaches, we resonate with. And I just love to couple it together with kintsugi, which is the art of brokenness and embracing your imperfections. So I think I love what you're doing, and look at the liberation to be flawed and yet be fabulous,
That.
because
I love it.
it's amazing, because perfection doesn't exist, right? And normal is so boring.
So if absolutely perfection doesn't exist, and in fact, one of my quotes is the concept of perfection is flawed.
Yes. Oh, how beautiful. We completely resonate with even our vocabulary every time we talk, and these are stimulative conversations, and that's why I love talking to you. And so, Rokia, now in keeping with this trail of thoughts that we have, I want to ask you a very powerful question here. So, stay with me. Um, so, if we were to strip away everything that we all think we stand for, your financial standings, your accolades, your labels, and if we stood naked with nothing else, but it's just you who you are between you and the mirror of life. Now, with all the words of wisdom that you bring to the world and your episodes, what are the two traits that come to your mind that can, help us align us to a beautiful and a joyful existence? What would you think those two traits are?
Hmm, definitely a powerful question.
Yes.
Definitely a powerful question. I think authenticity stands very powerfully
Yeah.
for me.
Yeah.
It's a non-negotiable. And I guess consistency. Consistency is super important too when it comes to consistency of your values, consistency of your message, consistency of your relationship, yeah. So that these are two things that come to my mind. And when I say authenticity, um, I also mean allowing yourself space to be vulnerable,
Hmm.
not always being so-called perfect,
Yes.
uh, and allowing yourself to show up even shattered, scattered, and naked. That's fine.
Kintsugi. Yes. So beautiful. Thank you. Yes, Rokia, that is indeed beautiful. And it is just such a coincidence that I chose that quote from you for you when I was introducing you. And I think, Rokia, do you think also attitudes, your thoughts, our beliefs, our value system, I think they all go to form a character, don't they?
They do.
So, yeah. So, would you think those are also important traits that we need to bring, each one of us needs to bring to the table?
Absolutely. And that's what I said, right? When I talk of consistency, I'm not just talking about showing up every day, but
Right.
also being consistent when it comes to your values, when it comes to what you stand for. And again, in relationships as well, you can't have, one day you speak something, one day you speak another, and you can't keep shifting the conversation based on what's convenient for you. You have to stick by your words, and that's super important.
Yeah, I think those values that you bring and how people perceive us, and I think it was I read somewhere, and I really struggle at this point to remember. Uh, there was a quote saying that the way to gain a good reputation amongst your kin, your networking, is to endeavor to be what you desire to appear. So the authenticity that you talk about is so important. So, anything else that comes before we go into that fun and quirky and raw and vulnerable rapid fire that I love? Is there anything else that you would like to pass on as a message to, the international set of audiences that would be listening in, Ruqya? This is your platform.
Thank you so much. I think the one message I really would like to share with everyone is that of kindness. We today, it's so easy for us to rush off and be kind and be there for somebody else. We like doing that. We like giving. We like being that person that someone can lean on. But we tend to forget that we ourselves are a person in ourselves.
Absolutely.
So
Yes.
being kind to yourself, like even when you're sharing joy, sharing those twinkles in the eyes and all of that, yes, but also come from a place of compassion and kindness for yourself. That is so, so important.
So important. I completely resonate with that. And I think we tend to forget that our soul needs nourishment as well. So the nourishment is the key word here in anything and everything that you do, right? So I heard, in fact, I met a Buddhist monk, and he said to me, I was attending a day session somewhere in Dharamsala. Dharamshala in the Himalayas, because I've spent a lot of time with various enlightened masters. But this guy was, a monk, a young monk. And he said to me, and this was in my days before I started on this journey, of mentoring and guiding women through overwhelm. He said, here's a bowl. And two things he said. He said, here's a bowl, and till and until you fill this, you cannot pour in another cup. And that was beautiful. And the other thing I remember, and this is just something that comes to my mind, he said, if you have silver coins at the bottom of a bowl, if you have murky water, then you can't see the value of what you might stand for. So how about pouring some out of that bowl, add some clear, takes it right back to what you said so beautifully, Ruqya. Yeah, that all that you bring to the table, including self-love, about getting up in the morning and just embracing yourself. I love me, I love me, I love that. Brings a smile always.
And
So yeah,
Minnku,
tell me.
as you share that, what I recall is I haven't really addressed the second quote that you picked for me, which was
Yes,
denial, right?
yes.
And it's so simple that when you're denying yourself love, when you're denying yourself respect, trust, honesty, hope, in with the intention of pleasing everyone else, that means you're actually duping yourself.
That's what you meant. Yes, absolutely. So you're saying that you're being a farce to yourself, right? Not
Mhm.
authentic. Yeah. Yeah. And I can tell you, Ruqya, your 1,000 plus, you are so spontaneous. Every single thing you've delivered comes from the heart, and that's really, really the heart to heart, the soulful connection that I have with you. So let's have some raw, authentic, spontaneous fun.
Let's do
Okay,
this. Waiting for
are
this
you
one.
ready?
Oh yes.
Okay. So just one word or one sentence is the preferred, but if something else comes up for you and the universe needs to hear it, I welcome that. So let me start with the first one. Joy for you is dash dash dash.
Joy for me is home.
Wow, nice. And that includes who, Ruqya? Who's in your family?
My children, my husband, my mom and dad.
Ah, that's so beautiful. Now, if joy was a color, because as artists, we work a lot with colors. Now, if joy was a color, what would that color be for you?
Metallic purple.
Oh my God, that is absolutely illumination and the color of divinity. Is that what it reflects for you?
Might sound a little shallow, but it's actually the color of a lipstick I've been wearing for the last 4 years. Unfortunately, not wearing it right now, but I just love it. It brings this sense of confidence, joy. I don't know. It just lights me up.
And beautiful conversation starter. And, I can almost imagine like a twilight zone on your lips. So that, thank you for bringing that. I don't know how many women who are going to listen to this episode are going to go running to, and say, we want a violet or a purple lipstick. Now, one mistake you have learned from, Ruqya.
One mistake I have learned from. This is unfair. There should be more than one.
Oh,
But
just the top one that will bring value to our listeners and they would resonate. Just whatever comes to your mind, in
I'm,
this
I'm,
moment.
I'm just kidding. So one mistake that comes to my mind is probably not speaking up earlier.
Mm.
Probably not starting out on this journey earlier.
Yeah. It takes us back to what are the conversations we all haven't had yet.
Yes.
Yes. Oh, thank you for sharing that. That's absolutely, I think most of us miss out on that. And, why didn't I start this talk show like ages ago? So thank you on that note for encouraging me. Mm, what worries you more, doing things right or doing the right things?
Ooh, I like this. Doing the right thing.
Okay. And then automatically, I guess you do it right as well, right?
Not always. Um,
Yeah.
I don't wait for it to be perfect. I just
Mhm.
deliver as best as I can. And I feel like as long as it's the right thing, it
Yeah.
nails it for me.
It's your heartful. It comes from your heart, and you're guided. Yeah. So, what's the one piece of advice you would offer a newborn child, assuming they had adult emotional intelligence, of course?
To continue being that child,
Yeah.
not to grow
Oh,
up, not to be in a rush to grow up. I think adulting is overrated.
yes.
I am a strong believer of keeping that inner child alive. So if I were to tell a child advice, it would just be to continue being a child, continue being curious.
And how vital is that? Because we I think it's the society they're trying to define, by the time the child is 6 or 7, they need to be like this, and the accolades, and then always this comparison, the parents do with so and so is doing so well, why aren't you? And it's all the burden that we put on that innocence that's completely destroyed. So, yes, and then you have the inner child healing to do later, which is just resurrection, isn't it? So, complete this sentence for me, Rokia. A good friend for you is someone who dash dash.
Who doesn't judge?
Ah, that's another value, isn't it, for character forming? Beautiful. Now, if you were stuck on an island, Rokia, what are the two things that you would want with you, like you really can't do without?
What are two things? Okay, this is
Uh-huh.
supposed to be a rapid fire, right?
Whatever comes to your mind, however
Chocolate,
ridiculous.
chocolate,
I love that.
chocolate and chocolate.
Oh my God, that's absolutely you speaking my language. But like Shakira says, hips don't lie. So, Chocolate and I are kind of trying to be detached right now. So thank you, Rokia, for those enriching answers. I love your spontaneous nature. I love how you were raw and vulnerable. What an inspirations. And thank you for joining me on my crusade to sprinkle these smiles and twinkles. And it's such a free therapy. Like we said, people should avail it even more. Before we really finish with a quote that I always finish on, anything else, Rokia, with this conversation that comes to your mind? This is I really feel right now in this moment that perhaps there's something else you want to share. I don't know where that's coming from.
Just want to wish you lots and lots of love,
Thank
gratitude, and
you.
blessings.
Thank you.
Call this the circle of joy, and absolutely, it's like a circle is never ending. And
Yeah.
I wish for your outreach to be never ending and to be, infinite as that
Thank
circle
you.
itself. Thank you so much.
Thank you, heartfully received. So let's end this session on a high note. It has been loads of smiles and twinkles. I've loved it. And today I'm going to quote an authentic statement from a client of mine. And that's really what came to me. She's a single mother of 2 kids, depressed, low confidence, antisocial. And I actually took her through my 4-week program. And 2 weeks later, she had actually accepted a date. And I had very excitedly asked her, Rokia, I said, what are you going to wear for the date? And this is a testimonial I'm going to put up very soon. She actually said, tonight, Minku, I'm wearing the smile you gave me. How beautiful is that? So, to all my amazing listeners, I'm giving you one. And keep in mind, Rokia's beautiful stress busters, that's always smiling. Keep wearing this smile till I see you again on the 1st of November. So, right on, Ruqya, till we connect again. And bye bye to all our listeners. Take care and stay blessed and joyful.